Meiosis. Sexual reproduction notes. So for review, remember this. After asexual reproduction, are the new individuals or organisms the same as their parents, their brothers and sisters? Do you all look the same as your parents and brothers and sisters? You might look similar, but do you look the exact same? The answer is no, right? With asexual reproduction, we have exact copies of the parent. Why are we not all the same? Okay, there's differences between individuals, and those differences are called variation. Sexual reproduction is what gives us variation or makes us different. So asexual reproduction, remember, makes everyone the same, exact copies. Sexual reproduction makes everyone different. Sexual reproduction occurs when a male and a female of a species combine their DNA, which makes offspring, okay, or a child, a baby, that are not the same as either parent. They're a combination. Plants and animals that reproduce sexually have special cells called gametes, also called sex cells. Okay, they are needed for sexual reproduction. Here we have a picture, right? These are sperm, and this is an egg, right? And this is a human female. These are the ovaries where the eggs are released. The sperm swim up the fallopian tube, and they fertilize the egg, right? Which then turns into a little human. So the process we're going to talk about is the creation of these eggs and the creation of these sperm. Fertilization. In sexual reproduction, gametes, sperm and eggs, from each parent must meet. This is called fertilization. In humans, this normally happens in the fallopian tube of a woman. A new cell is formed after fertilization called a zygote. Okay, so that first cell is called a zygote. So I will have you watch this video. Remember those chromosomes we were talking about before? Okay, you, as a human, have 46 chromosomes in each of your body cells, like your brain, your skin, your blood, your liver, things, all of your cells all over your body. Each one of them has 46 chromosomes, okay? Each of your chromosomes has a partner or a matchup with them, okay? One came from mother and the other came from your father. So one from mother, those genes came from the egg, and the one from your father came from the sperm. They look similar but contain differences in their genes. These are just some representations of chromosomes. It's a centromere, okay, that connects the two. So remember that the total number of chromosomes in your body cells is 46. That's 23 pairs, okay? Our gametes only have 23. So those sex cells, they only have half the number. And hopefully that should make sense to you because you remember you're getting 23 from mom and 23 from dad. 23 plus 23 is 46. A process similar to mitosis happens in the gonads. Okay, the gonads are the testes or testicles and the ovaries, okay, respectively for males and females. So this process that's similar to mitosis that happens in the gonads makes sure that gametes only have half the chromosomes. Meiosis makes sure that our gametes, or sex cells, have half as many chromosomes. Body cells, everything but the gametes, right? So everything but the gametes is 46. Okay, gametes are 23. Meiosis is the reason that you do not look the exact same as your parents or your brothers or sisters. Remember, this is called variation. Gametes are called haploid because they only have half the number of chromosomes. All your body cells are called diploid because they have a full set of chromosomes. It's important to know that. Okay, you're going to need to know that for the test and for the exam. So there's value in variation. Right? Variation is the differences between individuals in a population. Okay, we have different color hair, right? We have different colored skin. We have different colored eyes. We have different heights. Okay, all kinds of things that are so different about all of us. But there's more. Some of us are tall. Some of us are short. Some of us have black hair. Some of us have blonde hair. Okay. For example, some of us are immune to certain diseases, but we can't see that, right? So variation is not always visible. If all members of a population were identical, then one small change in the environment could kill them all. This is one thing that's really bad about asexual reproduction. With asexual reproduction, at least for bacteria, you have a bacterial infection of some kind, you take antibiotics, right? They're going to change the environment in your body, and they're going to kill those organisms. And because they reproduce asexually, they will die. But for us, for animals that reproduce sexually, because there is variation, it helps to keep us safe. So, just as there are phases with mitosis, meiosis also has phases. Okay. One major difference between mitosis and meiosis is something called crossing over. Crossing over makes sure that we all have variation. Okay, this is key. Okay, so we have the father's and mother's sides. We have the sister chromatids meet up here, which are the chromosomes. They match up. Also called a homologous pair or a homologous chromosome. This is a homologous chromosome, and this is a homologous pair. Okay, you can see that they are individually. There's little a and big A. Okay, little a for this one, big A for this one. When they cross over, little a is shared with this guy here, and big A is shared with this guy here, giving them genetic variation. So I'm going to get you to watch this video now, and then come back to the slideshow or this video. Now, this video will give you an idea of what mitosis is. So just like mitosis, in meiosis, there's interphase. At the beginning of interphase, we have 46 chromosomes. Okay, at the end of interphase, there are 46 chromosomes, but again, we have duplication, we have replication of DNA, and so we've got 92 chromatids. So we had single chromosomes, now we have these multiple double chromosomes. We have 92. Okay. In prophase 1, and you'll notice this now, meiosis has prophase, metaphase, and anaphase and telophase 1, and prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase 2, otherwise known as meiosis 1 and meiosis 2, and we use Roman numerals for that. So in prophase 1, 46 chromosomes or 92 chromatids, the nuclear membrane will begin to break down. You can see here it hasn't quite in this picture yet, but by the end it will. You'll have it'll condense as sister chromatids or homologous pairs. Okay. And again, the key here is crossing over, and crossing over occurs during prophase 1. Okay, there's that crossing over about to occur. Metaphase 1, so again, 46 chromosomes and 92 chromatids. We have sister chromatids line up in the middle of the cell, okay, or also known as the equator. And then we have these mitotic spindles, spindle fibers, that are going to attach to the sister, either side of the sister chromatids. During anaphase 1, sister chromatids get pulled apart. Okay, so they've done their crossing over, now they're getting pulled apart into double-stranded chromosomes. Okay, so you can see they used to be attached, right? They did their crossing over, now they are their own double-stranded chromosomes. So there are 23 double-stranded chromosomes on one side of the cell and 23 double-stranded chromosomes on the other side of the cell. During telophase, the cell starts to pinch in the middle, right? We have this cleavage furrow here, okay, and there are 23 double-stranded chromosomes on one side again and 23 on the other side of the cell, okay? In cell division, also known as cytokinesis, which will happen twice during meiosis. After what's called meiosis 1, the cell has 2 nuclei. Okay, so it was 1, now it's 2. Remember, these were together before and they crossed over. Now they are genetically different from each other. And there's 2 cells containing 23 double-stranded homologous chromosomes. Okay, these are also known as daughter cells. Prophase 2, 23 double-stranded chromosomes each. Okay, the nuclear membrane will start to break down. Okay, in metaphase 2, 23 double-stranded chromosomes each. Double-stranded chromosomes will line up in the middle of the cell. Okay, there's those mitotic spindles or spindle fibers that are going to attach to either side of the centromere on the double-stranded chromosome. The double-stranded chromosomes or sister chromatids will each get pulled apart and become a single-stranded. Okay, you can see they become single-stranded here. The membrane of the nucleus will reform for each one of the new cells. I know it hasn't really shown that here yet, but they will around each one of those as it pinches in the middle. Okay, and then finally cell division or cytokinesis. So this is after meiosis 2. The cell has 4 nuclei now and must divide. Okay, the 2 cells pinch themselves apart into 4 new cells altogether. Okay, all are genetically different from each other and contain 23 single-stranded chromosomes. So now we have sperm or egg cells. Okay, and these are called granddaughter cells. Now I'll get you to rewatch this video and see if you can make some more sense after you've now gone through that. So now I'm going to get you to compare and contrast. Okay, you've learned about mitosis and you learned about meiosis. Use what you've learned about mitosis and meiosis to create a table in Google Docs to compare and contrast them. It should look something like this. Okay, what I've provided for you here. Make the file and attach it to the spot provided in the Google form. Okay, and I'll check that there later. So remember, what we're looking for here is what are similar and what are dissimilar. So please go to the Google form now and fill that out. What did you find out? Okay, it only happens in the gonads for meiosis and happens everywhere in your body except for the gonads for mitosis. Occurs in sexually reproducing organisms, occurs in all organisms. 4 cells different than the parent cell and each other, 2 identical cells. Produces gametes, produces body cells.